Where'd that come from? Wow! The virus is causing the egg to develop abnormally fast! I think it's gonna hatch! Hello!
Hi everyone, we're the DigiDuo.
I'm
I'm Narwhal.
I'm Bankai, and this is the finals for the NCG Northern Card Gaming online locals. We have myself, player one, playing Magnamon, and then we have player two playing Dark Masters Omnimon Turbo, which is an interesting deck. Funny that the villains are helping Omnimon. Like
Especially with that mat that he has there with all the protagonists.
yeah.
Makes things a little bit interesting.
They probably
This
don't
one
see it
is
right now, but they will now. So start now. The video is sped up a good bit faster than previous ones because it is a long match. Since it was the finals, there was no time limit, so it's just play until there was a winner.
the good part about that though is that we're definitely going to see a conclusion from this game, which is always exciting.
Yeah. So he starts off hatching the mother, which is interesting. Playing Wisemon, searching a Mega Gargo Ace. Very scary. I know straight away that I have to deal with that as soon as I can. So great me seeing the Magnamon to bounce the level 5 straight away. So yeah, he's playing the Mother, the D Reaper engine to get some free, like cheap draws, the Cherrymon to delete to play, the Dark Masters.
So it's not only one team of villains that he has helping Omnimon here. He's also got the D Reapers as well. Is Omnimon maybe a bit more evil than we thought? Here we see the BT8 Magnamon coming from the side here. And you've got a pretty strong board presence on early. This is one thing that we can notice in all 3 rounds is that the armors are able to just get this huge board, and this is in large part thanks to the Davis tamer that we can see there, as well as just the huge amount of VMon support.
Yeah. So when it attacks with the Machine Dramon, de-digivolves the Zudo, de-digivolves 2, I think it is, uh, the Zudo and the Magnamon. So then I decide to Ace again with the BT8 Magnamon, to bounce the Machine Dramon so there wasn't an attack. So he's doing the setup again, the Cherrymon that I keep bouncing back to hand and playing more searchers. He can't really see it
Unfortunately, we
there.
can't see that.
There
Oh,
it is.
okay, now we can.
The wise one
Thankfully,
again.
he must have known that we wanted to see it.
So here there's multiple level 5s, so I have to worry about them. And they're both colors that Mega Mega Gargo can digivolve on top of. So I still have to worry about that. But luckily I golden armor what's it called? Awakening of the Golden Knight into another Starter Deck Magnet to bounce both of them. And attack with it into security, hitting 12k Mega Gargo, so I armor purge back into the original Starter Deck Magnet. Seeing good play with the Tamers and Beamons, the BT12 Searcher Beamons. I think I have another pseudo in hand, I'm not sure here. He de-digivolves again.
He's really just smashing you with those digivolves as much as possible.
Yeah.
It's a very powerful removal effect. And we see the Omnimon hit the field there.
The Omni's the Sword Defeat, deleting the Davis, then into the Alter B, which deletes a lot of stuff. Deletes a Tamer, and then like he goes into another one on top of it for 2 costs. So now it has 3 level 6s in source. So when attacking, it can trash those 3 to trash the top 2 cards in security, while also deleting So he does like an interest. It has like interesting timing because it's like for each one deleted. You'll see now in a bit, I think, that it will kind of bypass like armor purge, the protection that armor purge normally gives.
Yeah, one very interesting thing is obviously with the Pokemon ban, well, limit, it's definitely affected this deck, as you can see, and they've managed to adjust pretty seamlessly into a Omnimon style deck that's obviously a lot more fair than the previous deck, and it
Clearing my
just
board.
definitely allows for some interesting plays, really. Yeah, clearing the field there.
The good thing
He's
about Alter B is when it has no sources, it's kind of just a 15k beat stick. Can't really do much with it. Unless he goes into another Alter B or into a merciful mode. But thankfully, Death X saves my life again.
again. Yeah, obviously a merciful mode would be very powerful here, being able to put all of your armors back into the deck, stopping you from gaining any benefits from the BT8 Magna.
So here, I forget exactly what he does. I think he goes Sport, plays out two blockers, two wise ones, I think it is. And I think
I love that sort. He's full of old memories.
Lilith Loop.
Yep.
So he plays the Wisemon and the Gigadramon. The Yeah, which one he's triggering here? Oh, the first one was the Wisemon on play. Second one was the Gigadramon.
Keeping
He's
in mind,
quite
I'm sure he still has that Mega Gargo in hand, meaning
yes.
that all of those level 5s are just completely alive, um, which is definitely worrying here. As you have both sides have zero security. Very much a battle to see who can get that final check.
So here it is the thing of I know he has a Mega Gargo Ace. It's just can I get rid of them? I tempt fate by attacking, just to draw cards to like hope to get something. But then the Mega Gargo suspends the Davison Ken and makes it so that my Vmon can't Digivolve. And then I play the Dead X. It gets the overflow for off the Mega Gargo Ace, and I have no blocker, so I lose game one. So it's a testing match. The the game one was because I have very little experience going against the Dark Masters variant of Omnimon Turbo. I've played against a weird Deva build of it before, Deva Sovereign. Uh, Say goodbye to one of my Death X ones there, bottom decking
God, how are you supposed to win the game now?
it. Playing the Cherrymon, putting the Piedmon into raising by deleting the Searcher. Getting me raising the Ukomon. Ukomon is so good and it needs to be limited. Boat
The thing
is
is, though, there's an even better Uko coming out very shortly, so
what is the plan here? I try to just set up blockers, I think here. I see Shakomon there. Uh it's a card I was just testing in the deck there for that day and I didn't like it at all. So I'll probably go back into like more Louis and probably a Wergaruru Ace just to stop things from suspending. Card that just stops blockers. which is a big thing in
Yeah,
this.
just giving you some extra turns and stuff. And it also stops them from being able to attack as well. It's just overall a very strong effect, obviously.
Yeah. So with game 2, I learned that I realized that the best way to deal with this deck is just don't let the level 5s stay on the field. Because it is a thing. Oh, hitting the starter deck Magnamon in security, which lets me de-digivolve one of my Digimon, one Digimon on the field, and then the security effect lets me digivolve on a Vmon for free. And then triggering it's when digivolving to source strip and bounce something, which was massive for
Yeah,
this
that is
game.
a huge effect. I mean, that's the thing. When you're running four of those, I'd very much imagine that you're running
Yeah,
four of them. That's going to happen. They are essentially security bombs, and given the amount of Vmons that you can plaster on field, it's a very, very strong
so
card.
I hit the Swart Defeat in security with the Magnamon. Thankfully, it doesn't count as a battle, it just plays at the end of battle. Or is at the start of, once it's checked, it plays itself.
I believe it might specify in the card text that it's without battling,
Yeah.
from
Then,
what I remember from a very long time ago.
yeah. So I set up well. I have the Zudomon suspended so that the Piedmon can't, when attacking, delete the unsuspended Zudomon. Can still attack into the Zudomon, but I think he chooses to attack into the other suspended Magnamon because he deals with the Zudomon with the Alter B. And
The
then
Ultra B is very, very shiny. It makes it a bit hard to make
is,
out anything about it.
but it's a
It
really
looks
nice
nice.
Alter. Going into another Zwart here. Play out. Uh, he plays out a Mega Garg. I think that's two Mega Gargomon aces there.
Yeah, because
So
they are cheap enough, because Zwart
there's,
is only interested in play cost, it's not interested in level.
yeah, it's play cost 8 and their play cost
Yeah.
7. Thankfully, they don't have on play effects, and I go into Magnamon, source strip the Zwart, and bounce one of the Mega Gargomons to hand, getting the overflow of 4. Here, I think I go into play a hard play Ligermon, so I can play the Heaven's Judgment to delete the other uh, Mega Gargomon. I only got what was it? There was 1, 2, 3 colors there, so that's an 18 minus
You had
18k, 24k.
28k.
So it wasn't enough to delete both uh, more than one Digimon there because all of the Digimon have such high DP values.
Yeah, clearly Heaven's Judgment needs to be buffed.
Needs to do 10k per activation.
No, I'm thinking just that Digimon natural DP goes up to what, 16, 17k? That's just
he
chuck it
play
up there. It'll be fine.
he plays the Ebanwu Ace here, which on play suspends up to 2 Digimon, and then the, any suspended Digimon can't unsuspend. So
Which is
that's
a very, very
yeah, it is a
strong
very
card
strong,
here.
very
Also,
strong card.
very unique running that one as well. So we also have the Sovereigns also helping Omnimon.
I think
Um,
he said he plans on switching the Ebonwu into Grand Kuagu Ace come BT16. I have his judgment again getting rid of the Ebonwu, which is always good. Just
getting that overflow.
checking my trash with my armor pile, just seeing how much I have in there. I have the dice marking. I have 9 armors in trash, so a BT8 Magnamon would be huge. Another Wiseman, so I know that he has a Mega Gargo ready in hand to ace into if I attack.
Yeah.
So I need to prioritize getting rid of it before attacking. And it's a thing of if I can just get rid of the Wisemon, I have game because both of us have no security. Get the starter deck Magnamon to bounce the Wisemon and attack with Uko for game. Going into game 3. Very tough matchup. I
Yeah.
have to heavily rely on my bouncing from Zudomon and Magnamon, and then the minus DPs from the Heaven's Judgment in this game.
Thankfully, one aspect of this deck is they don't really get many Digivolution cards in their sources. So it
Yeah,
does mean that they are going to be a lot more susceptible to that form of removal. The Heaven's Judgment is significantly less value here because of their higher DP values, requiring so much more, so many more colors, even
yeah.
just to be able to knock out one of their
So,
Digimon.
so great seeing Magnamon,
Ooh.
Stardeck Magna turn 2 to bounce the Cherrymon setup, and then have the Magna X play for defense. There's a bit of confusion here. I had it suspended and he was asking why it did, so I picked it up to read and then put it back down unsuspended. And then he was wondering what effect unsuspended it. And I was like, oh, it doesn't have an effect to do that. I was wondering why. He was bringing that up, then noticed that oh, it's unsuspended. I put it down wrong.
Yeah, very easily done.
So here is just me trying to control the board as just don't let him have anything to really get into Omnimons or have the ability to counter Blast Diva into.
Yeah, which given the levels that he seems to have, it's basically you're just not wanting him to be able to really keep any presence on field, which is obviously very difficult to do.
So
Um,
there's another
but you,
Zudomon.
well, when you have when you have so many pseudo aces in hand, I guess it's a lot easier to do.
It is, but it makes the field very vulnerable for when he's able to get, if he's able to get
Yeah,
anything out. Thankfully, it has to be an attack, or by an effect, he has to delete the pseudomons. If he tries to attack or suspend an attack, I can just redirect it with Magna X. Goes into
yeah.
Mega Gargo here, uh suspending both the Zudomons and making it so they can't Digivolve, I think it was. Get the Louis, raise up the Vmon, going into another starter deck Magnamon, bounce the Mega Gargo back to hand, fire Rocket, give it 2 checks, Armor Purge, and then because the reduced Evo cost there on that promo V is only once per turn, have to go into the BT8 Magnamon there for 3. And I am in a very good position here. He pseudo aces, or not pseudo aces, Evan Wu aces again, suspending the Louis and the Magnamon, leaving the BT12V unsuspended. I play another Davis, again another BT12V, finding another starter deck Magnamon, bouncing the Evan Wu, and just setting up more blockers and just
Yeah, you've
more
got a
attacks.
very large field currently.
Yeah,
So I'd imagine that this is an up to game, unless he can do something to clear everything.
another Evan Wu, but he doesn't suspend everything, and I attack with the Vmon in raising. And that's game, and that's me winning locals undefeated trio. Very tough night, but I'm
Yeah,
very happy with
definitely.
my results there and how the deck performed.
So yeah, you could definitely see that there were some decks that were a bit less common throughout the 3 rounds. So we saw the Belfamon in round 2, which was a very interesting game, and we saw the Dark Masters, Omni,
Turbo.
with a bit of Reapers and a little dash of Ebenru as well. So
Just Mega
very
Zoo.
interesting. Yeah, it was literally Megazoo or Omni, with Dark Masters just kind of facilitating that Megazoo.
Which is very
So yeah,
interesting. I think
very cool game.
I'd like to build it, but I think I only have 2 Zwart defeats, and I think the deck needs the you run off 4, which I think the prices of the Zwart defeats have gone up a bit since uh, Pizza Man's limiting.
Yeah, so I imagine it's with more people trying out this deck, it's going to become more expensive.
Yeah,
But it's definitely an interesting deck with obviously a lot of room to grow and develop as more and more level 6s get added to the game.
yeah, and as
Um,
I said earlier, like he's planning on replacing the Ebenwu with the Granku Aguace that comes out in BT16, which can delete tamers and can give itself security attack +1 when it suspends, which is
that's
huge.
obviously
It makes
that's
it
going to be
more,
huge, and that's going to be another uh, Blaster G threat to worry about as well.
yeah.
Um, so that's going to be yet another thing that you'll get to worry about, um, especially because it can be played off of Zwart as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it is 7 cost
it's
as
green
well.
purple,
Yeah, it's green and purple.
so since it's purple, then you can play it from Zwart, and that means that's definitely going to be an interesting expansion into that deck.
So
So
next week we have the Evolution Cup for NCG, Northern Card Gaming, which I said it in the last video. I am very hyped for, very interested. I since the matches you've watched, I've been playing armor, so you can tell I want those prize cards of the Altart, Flamedramon, Lydramon, and BT13 Magnamon. That doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it'll be interesting to have those videos ready for you next week. The week, which week is that? The 13th, week of the 13th. Then there should be
yeah,
another Evo Cup on the 17th. I'm unsure if I'll be playing in that. I'm not sure if the entry is like limited to just you can only enter one per the locals, but we'll see. And then we have BT16 opening. Should be the week of the 19th. It'll be pre-release, so that'll be a very interesting box as I am interested in both the armors and Imperial. What from BT16 are you interested in? Like, even though you're not able to play with the physical cards right now, there'll be like options in the future through like digital means through playing. But what in 16 are you interested in?
I mean, obviously, there's quite a lot that interests me with BT16. It is such a massive set. So obviously, there's things like the Sylphimon deck. There's the Fenry Luger support that's coming through, and it's going to continue getting support as time goes on.
Yeah,
Uh, there's going to be the Phoenixmon, which obviously I love Phoenixmon, so that'll be seeing a bit more. Um, it would probably be a good time if I was still collecting the physical uh, cards to just get ready for the Mastemon, which is going to be getting support in the set afterwards.
yeah,
And yeah,
EX16.
I also the Brigade support is hype, and also I want to try out the Doragoromon. It's not really a thing that I try out overly much. like that I've done much of in the past, but I think with you might have a few interesting little bits of matches and stuff that you could have with it.
Yeah, collision is a very interesting keyword. And it's interesting that they're doing Doragora instead of like going like back on the Alphamon stuff, which is
Yeah,
it'll
I'm
be
really happy with it.
Alphamon is one of my favorite decks, but it is a thing of like just let Doragorman have its time to shine for a little bit, and then we'll get back to Alphamon.
Yeah, I do actually really like the design of Doragomon as well. It's a little bit, you could argue, a bit over-designed, but I still like it. So it should be fun to explore. So yeah, plenty of decks for us to explore in BT16, and we'll be able to bring you guys plenty of matches uh, from that set as well. So
Yeah.
look forward to that. Put any suggestions or requests down in the comments below.
Remember
And
to
then
like, comment, and subscribe.
yeah, I gotta get in that typical YouTube plug in
Yeah.
there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the games. And that yeah, have a great time. Until next time.
Have a great time. Until next time. See yous.